G'day guys, I thought we'd just use this opportunity to give you a quick rundown on what it actually is that I want you to do between now and the next workshop. This is my son Delson. He's going to be giving me a hand, making sure you guys fully know what's going on.
Oh, what are you working on?
Well, we've given the students so far this bit of blank paper, mate.
Why's that?
Well, we want them to work with just various different ideas, mate. And so that we've got this idea that just sits on this bit of blank paper. And the first idea that they're going to be working on is going to be something we call Tasmanian time.
Why's that?
Well, we want to give them something that's very intangible, something that doesn't actually have a real lot of value. And the challenge for them is to try and add the value, okay? And the key thing that they have to try and do is they have to try and work out, if they were selling Tasmanian time, what would they be selling and who would they be selling it to?
Why's that?
Well, it's really important that when we're trying to actually sell something very intangible, we have to try and understand the actual essence of what it actually is that someone's buying, so we can differentiate our product in the market.
Why's that? Oh.
Hang on. And we need to make sure we know who we're actually selling it to, so we can actually do the segmentation process perfectly. And once they've actually done that, once they've actually said, oh, we've got this concept about Tasmanian time, and we've worked out what it actually is we're selling and who we're selling it to, then they can go on and they can ask themselves, is there a compelling reason why someone would actually want to buy this Tasmanian time?
Why's that?
Well, that's a very good question, Delson. There's not much point putting something out into the marketplace if nobody wants it. So we actually have to try and make sense of what emotional drivers related to fear, uncertainty and doubt can we connect back to our idea. So when we're trying to communicate the benefits of what it actually is we're trying to sell, that we can actually say, right, we know people need this. People will definitely buy this because if they don't, they'll fear missing out on this. If they don't, they'll be left with this uncertainty in their life. If they don't, they'll always have doubts about whether or not what they've got is right or not. Okay, so that's the challenge that I've got for these students, mate. They're going to have to sell Tasmanian time. They're going to have to work out what it actually is they're selling to whom, and most importantly, they've got to actually try and work out, is there a compelling reason why anyone would actually want this thing? But there's more, Dill. There's more. Having done all of that, I need them then to consider what the nature of any intellectual property that might be able to be protected and any blocking strategies. I think you're supposed to say, why's that?
Why's that?
Good question, Dill. Well, the reason that they have to think about these things is because if they were to go out into the marketplace and create something that other people could simply copy, then their efforts would be wasted, especially if they've actually developed something really unique and valuable. So it's important that they think about whether or not they can protect it, and so maybe they've got a name, right, and the name might be something that they can have a trademark on. Maybe they've got a particular process for doing something with Tasmanian time which can be patented, or maybe there are some blocking strategies that they can put in place which will enable competitors not to enter their space and compete with them. All right? And once they've done all of that, the last thing they have to do is they have to try and think about their strategy and their structure.
Why's that?
Well, again, a very good question, Delson. Well, it's important that they try and work out whether they should be partnering with somebody, going alone, whether they should be just having a running strategy because their IP isn't able to be protected. They'll work that out for themselves, and as well, they need to make some sense out of what type of structure do they think? Is it a partnership they're going to use? Are they going to work with other people? Are they going to have a company structure? They'll give some thought to that. They don't have to be spot on with that at the moment, mate, but they need to at least work through these things. So that's the challenge that the students have got, mate. I've given them Tasmanian time to sell. I've asked them to go off and come back and say what and whom they're selling something to. Is there a compelling reason? Is there any IP that can be protected? And if not, and or can they put in place any blocking strategies? And is there a particular IP strategy that they might want to adopt? And, whoops, I've gone the wrong way. And is there a particular business structure that they think would enable them to take this idea of Tasmanian time to market? So that's our challenge. That's what we've left them to do. Do you have anything else to say to these guys, mate? No? You forgot? Oh, hang on.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's a good thing to end on, mate. All right, well, as you can see, Delson's, this is all very natural for him to ask these questions. I haven't prompted him in any way, all right? And as you can see, we're quite willing for Delson to come along here and fail this morning. I think he gets a pretty good pass today. It's quite early in the morning for him, so we'll wait and see. I'd score him about 75%. So you guys have got very little to fear of. You come along, put your best foot forward, and let's see what we get. All right, mate? You want to say goodbye?
Bye-bye.
Cheerio. See you guys.